Hello, my name is Dale Dufay. I'm going to do the audio on this video for Mary Hall. In case some of you aren't aware, she's recovering from a stroke she had a couple years ago and still has difficulty putting her thoughts into words. So we kind of have the same thought, and we're both the type of people who like to look up, if you will. And so we have the same sort of beliefs and whatnot. And so I'm happy to do the video for her. And this is, of course, the sun. And this video is about an artificial sun. Now, here's an example of China's artificial sun. Now, there's have to keep in mind there's many patents on artificial suns in the United States Patent Office, and they're all related to extending growing seasons and things like that. And here, China's saying this one's for clean energy. And again, why did it call it an artificial sun? And in this video, we're going to show a camera that's placed here in the middle of Milan, Italy, which is, you can see here on Google Earth, it's on the 45th parallel. Now, if you were to take that due east into the Americas, it would cross just under the Upper Peninsula in Michigan and go through just right about at the border of the Dakotas and into Washington State. So it's pretty far north. Now, keep in mind, if they did have these artificial suns, which apparently they do, but if they're deploying them, they're only going to be at satellite height. So not everyone's going to see them, but perhaps everyone in the 45th parallel is experiencing what we believe to be an artificial sun. Now, keep in mind, we're both kind of on the fence when it comes to this. But the video, I'll show some more examples. Here's another artificial sun that China is making. Again, why? Here's an example, the one that set that record. I think it was 120 million degrees in 100 minutes. Here's the source. Again, keep in mind, all this seems to be in the center. This is what the center source of energy would be. Here, they're claiming it's for clean energy. But here's a video in question. Notice the dot on the glare of this van here. The sun's pretty much straight above, probably right about there off the screen, and it's going to come down out of the screen and go behind this mountains. But we'll see this black artifact. I'll show you an example. Well, first of all, this is yesterday, June 28th, 2021, Central European summertime, 1600 and 1600 hours. Basically that's a little after quarter after four, Italy time. But here's an example. This was last month. You'll see it was May 9th. This is a little later, 1800 hours, which would be, what is that, 6 o'clock, 6:20 thereabouts. But here, you can clearly see it here. There's no V. Of course, that's too late in the day. It's reflecting off this vendor's lid here. But see how it's kind of oblong simply because of the angle of the sun and this vendor's lid. She's noticed it earlier in the year where the reflection was off of here and it showed it clearly. But what's amazing, you can't see the rotation, but there is movement on this. If we speed it up, you could clearly see it. It's counterclockwise, and then of course any reflection will be clockwise. And we do see that in the reflections. So there's an actual artifact up here. It's not something the camera is picking up, or perhaps it is. It's obviously picking up this artifact, but it's not because of the brightness, like some believe. Because actually, if you could see it on the reflection, that kind of makes that impossible, unless there's something actually there. And we can see that there is something there. If we speed up the film, you can see it going counterclockwise. So our question to you is this an artificial sun? And then, of course, if it is, why? That's the really big question. So let's go back to this one. This one's a lot earlier in the day. It goes on for 3 hours. But she was monitoring it for 3 hours. That's what she's got the patience for this. This is really incredible. But there you can see it brightening up. And as soon as the glare splits up, the artifact disappears, the reflection of the artifact. See how it, boom, disappears. But it comes back later, clearly see it. Uh, we can even zoom in on it. I'll show you the clockwise rotation, which is really interesting. I can't really see, but maybe back here you can. Okay, now I'm going forward. You can see it rotating clockwise. And then later, in the video, when it starts coming down, which is right about here, um, you can see it clearly up there. We'll zoom in on that. Zoom in and speed it up. See it moving, turning counterclockwise? And there it goes behind the mountain. And here I'm going backwards, so it's clockwise. There it goes behind some of those juiced up clouds from the airplane clouds, Mary calls them. I think that's a great name because that's exactly what they are. And that's one of the reasons they have to do it, is to, make this really difficult to see. Imagine you couldn't see this with a blind eye, naked eye, because it would be too much of a glare. So you'd never see this, but the camera's picking it up. So these people are unaware that they potentially have an artificial sun above them. And behind this artificial sun, 90 million miles away, is the real sun. Now, again, why do they need it on the 45th parallel here? It's a good question. I know it's not, I've never seen any evidence of it. I look regularly at the sun through a welding lens and things like that, and I see no evidence. It looks like the sun 90 million miles away to me. So again, that's why I'm on the fence. I don't see it personally. And you have to, but these kind of videos, you can't help but wonder. You can't help but wonder. Pay no attention. This stuff is a spider web and stuff. But you can clearly see it here in the reflection. So, the fact that they do exist, and, you see in things like this. And again, in all fairness, we'll show you, Mary discovered a nighttime picture of lights and how the camera was picking up the same kind of artifact, but not near as much without any rotation or anything. But it was interesting that it was there. In fact, when I first saw it, I thought it debunked all this. Now again, first of all, here's again where the camera is facing this way, west, but not 160 miles away is the CERN facility. I don't know if that means anything. I just thought I'd bring that up. But here is that nighttime picture. When I first saw this, I have to admit, I thought it would totally debunk what we were experiencing in Milan in that camera. But when you zoom in real close, and I'll show you a daytime shot of these light fixtures, but this is the outline of the light fixture right here. And they're not rotating, they're just pulsating. But the black part is the outline of the, with probably metal or glass or both light fixture. But again, I don't think this debunks it. I think it proves that the cameras can pick up anomalies or artifacts within a bright object, whether it be an artificial sun, whether it be a nighttime light. So I don't think this debunks it at all. But again, after noticing, I'll show you the daytime picture. You could clearly see the lights there. I've never seen that style before, so I'm not sure. They probably use LED and all that. But it's interesting how the camera at night picked this up. But of course, the camera during the day in Milan is going to pick it up, and you're not going to see them on every webcam because they're not deployed everywhere. Again, keep in mind it's because they're satellites, basically huge satellites. So you're not going to see them everywhere. That's the interesting thing. So I just let Mary know what you think about it and where you stand on it. I've been, like I said, been studying it for many years in the past. I kind of stopped because I had never saw any proof of it myself with my own eyes. But when you watch videos like that Mary's picking up on these webcams, you can't help but wonder. And again, it's important to realize not everybody's going to see them. And if you do get on the periphery of them, and they're lucky enough where they didn't juice up the sky that much with the geoengineering or whatever they want to call it, aerosols up in the sky, you may be able to see two suns, the artificial one and the real one. So anyway, let Mary know what you think. And I thank you for watching. We thank you for watching. And we'll talk at you later.